Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials.
Good morning, it's 7:30 on Sunday 25th of October. Just making my way down to the land. If you're wondering why it seems a lot brighter this morning at this time of day, that's because the clocks changed last night. We're now on Greenwich Mean Time. As always, not quite sure what we're going to get done today, but let's find out. Well, here we are down on the land. A lot lighter this morning now that we've got that extra hour this morning. So sun is trying to peek through the clouds. We are forecast rain for the rest of the week actually, but today I think we might be in with a bit of a chance. If that sun does manage to get up, it might help dry out a little bit, because this field is very wet underfoot. No standing water, well, none that I can see right now anyway, but I can feel it certainly as I walk across the field. Hopefully make some more progress today. There's a few tidy up jobs I need to be doing, a couple of little tiny bits of maintenance. Certainly need to be measuring up the wood to be used for the framing for the garden room. But I think first things first, get a little fire going, because it is a bit cool again this morning. Well, first things first, not the polytunnel today, but get this fire going and get a cup of coffee on. I didn't have one for several hours yesterday, and I'll not make the same mistake again today. Well, while that fire's getting started, I'll take you for a quick wander around the outside. I'm going to sit with a cup of coffee before I do anything this morning, but I thought I'd just quickly show you the fruits of yesterday's labour. It's good to see this morning that despite all that rain that we had last night, and it was a pretty torrential downpour, it caught me out, certainly. Yeah, but despite that, there's no standing water on the garden room foundation, so that's a good sign. I did expect to see some this morning, and there isn't. There is everywhere else. It is very wet underfoot. So once I've got myself sat down with my coffee and warmed up a little bit, I'll be measuring up for the wood for the framing for that foundation. One thing I will have to do is dig around in my little wood pile under that tarpaulin over there, and see how much of that paint I've got left from when I did the tractor garage. I did look this week for paint, fence paint, and there just isn't any. If I have time today, there's another place I can try and see if they've got any, but it looks like everyone used up the world supply during the lockdown, busy painting their sheds and fences. Sun is trying to peek out on the field over there. It would be nice if I could get some sun on this woodland side, because I would like to get out with the little red tractor and pick those leaves up. I guess we'll see shortly. So there are quite a few little bits and pieces I need to do. I've noticed that the battery on the CCTV camera that covers the rear of the cabin, that one up there, that's not charging fully on that solar panel, which is not a big surprise at this time of year. So I'll quickly pull that down and plug it into the solar system, and it can be charging while I'm here today, so it's back to 100% when I go home. So I'm going to check on that fire. My coffee is ready for me. It should be cool enough now to start drinking, so you never know, you might just get an impromptu cabin chat while I'm drinking my coffee. Well, coffee in the morning. Yesterday was just a crazy day. I was that focused on trying to get that foundation done, I just completely ignored everything else. So no coffee, no lunch, no nothing. I'll try not to do that today. Got the fire going, so that's nice. Nice little blaze going in there. It's taking the chill off the air because it is cold this morning. Winter's definitely arrived. Looking at the forecast, we've got rain again all next week. I'm hoping that today, I don't know if you can hear that, the fire's going crazy, crackling away. I'm hoping that today it gives us a bit of a break and we get a bit of sunshine on the field. It would be nice to get tracked around and get those leaves picked up. But we'll see, you never really know. And of course there's always some distraction. Do want to do a few things. I had meant to pull that battery off. I must do that now. Otherwise I'll get distracted again and I'll forget. And I'll end up with no charge in the at CCTV. Little drama yesterday with the thumb. Good that I had my first aid kit to hand, because it was dropping quite a bit of blood out for such a small, niggly little thing. Cabin chat today, what can we talk about? Lots of things to be thinking about for this cabin build, certainly. I'm really wanting to get cracking with that. I will dig some paint out and see where I've got and try and get painting some of the 3x2 framing wood. And I did have something that I was going to tell you this morning. It's completely gone out of my head. It's because I'm not used to doing a cabin chat so early. Live stream. That's what it was. I mentioned a few videos ago, would anybody be interested in live streaming? And quite a few people in the comments section said yes they would. I am conscious though of the time difference, so trying to catch everybody at a time that is good for them and not ridiculous o'clock in the morning. But really it was kind of topics for conversation. What kind of thing are you interested in? Is there anything that's kind of piqued your interest in the videos that I've done so far that you'd like to have a more in-depth conversation about? Because I know it is difficult sometimes on these videos as I'm kind of whizzing around doing stuff and you get a little snippet here and there. You don't necessarily always get the full picture. You'll get a before and after, but not necessarily the full everything step by step that I've been doing. That's just the way it is with videoing. I'm that busy trying to do whatever it is that I'm busy doing that quite often I'll forget to actually take a video. So yeah, have a little think about cabin, about a live chat, and if there's any subjects that you think you'd like me to go into on a live chat, just pop some suggestions in the comment section. I did do a little test run on the live stream just to see how it all worked, because I've not done it before. Quickly realised that lighting might be an issue, because it is pretty certain that I'm going to be fairly late at night doing these to try and catch everybody in the different time zones. So it will be indoor light, and normal lighting in the home isn't the best lighting for doing videos. So I did buy a little light, and I might, when I get home tonight, just do another little experiment with that and see how that comes out. So yeah, live streaming, topics for conversation. Popped in the supermarket on the way home from work on Friday just to have a little look, now that we're going into these lockdowns again. Didn't really see any evidence of panic buying in the supermarkets. All of the stuff that went off the shelves back in March when we had our first big lockdown they were all still there. Prices though have definitely gone up, and I have seen other people in YouTube videos making the same comments that price of normal canned goods, meat, fresh meat that is, have also started to go up quite significantly. So if you haven't topped up, please do top up, because it does look like we're going to be having a rough old year next year, the way that the economy's tanked. And if we do keep doing these mini lockdowns every few months, that's going to wreak havoc on both the supply chain itself and also on the manufacturing sector that produces the things to go into that supply chain. So yeah, don't neglect to top up. Anyway, I'm going to finish this coffee off and get some work done. As I said earlier, it is going to be a bit of a mix match day today. I don't think I'll start framing today, because once you start, it's amazing how quickly the hours fly by. And really, I could do with putting some paint on the wood before I start to assemble it. Once it goes outside there, and if you're a regular viewer to the channel, you'll have seen last year on the cabin build, or at the start of this year on the cabin extension, once you start putting fresh wood outside, if you do get any rain, which we are definitely going to get, it can quickly get into that wood and either make it extremely difficult to paint, or worse, it doesn't dry out, and as soon as you finish your framing and the wood starts to dry, it just takes out all of the framework. Not quite a way of explaining that. It contracts as it dries, and what you thought your measurements were are no longer your measurements. Does that make sense? So yeah, it really wants painting before it goes out and gets exposed to the weather, because doing this solo, it's not something that you can just throw up in a day. It's going to take me several weekends to get this this new extension built. So lots of little things to do today. I am hoping the grass does get a bit of sunlight on it, so I can get the tractor out and get those leaves up. But as always, I'm just kind of making it up as I go along, because I have no clue what the weather's going to do, and it is really difficult. You make a plan for the day, and there's always something that distracts you. So that's it. I'm going to get this coffee down me. If I get a chance, I will pop back on with another little live chat later, or cabin chat later. But for now, whatever you're doing, stay safe and enjoy your day. Well, I've just pulled the little red tractor out. I'm just going to have a quick run up the field and see if I can get any of those leaves picked up. It is really wet, so I'm not holding out too much hope, but I guess we'll find out in a minute. Can but try. Well, you can certainly see where I've been. It is really wet, but thankfully it is picking it up. There is an awful lot of leaves, but it's looking really good. So I'll just finish this little piece off, empty the leaves in the composting bin, and then I can tackle that top end of the field. Well done, little red tractor. Well, that's a lot of leaves. I am really amazed it's managed to pick that up, because you can probably see it's really, really wet. But it has, so well done, little red tractor. I'm going to get rid of that onto the compost pile and have a go at the top end of the field, see if I can get some from there. Bit of a scruffy subject, so if you're faint of heart, look away now for 30 seconds. But while I'm putting this new material on, just taking the opportunity to empty the composting toilet as well. I'll get that well covered up now with leaves. If you did look away, you can look back now. So yeah, lots and lots of new leaves to go on there. I did look in that the compost pile just to scrape away the middle to empty the composting toilet, and it's all breaking down very well, so quite pleased with that. This winter season should see that break down properly, and hopefully we'll see, maybe this time next year we'll be using that in the garden. Who knows? Well, this end of the field is much wetter. There's an awful lot more tree cover. It is picking it up, but it's not picking all of it up. So I'll continue for another half an hour or so, see how I get on, and if it's not working then I'll just call it a day for this until it dries out a bit. But fingers crossed we'll get some out. Well, little red tractor's done a sterling job here. I can't believe it's managed to pick it up as well. I did need to have to run over it a couple of times because it is just so wet, but that's the majority of it done. The only reason I'm stopping now is the grass box is full, so I need to empty that out, and I've actually got a little delivery just dropped off. My roofing sheets have just arrived, so that's good news as well. So yeah, progress today. Little follow on from yesterday's theme of these mushrooms. There are an awful lot of them. I am sacrificing some though, I'm afraid, as I cut the grass, but I do need to find out about these because there's just so many. It's food potentially going to waste. Anyway, let me get this grass box emptied, and I'll just go and grab those roofing sheets. They've just been dropped at the side of the road there. You can't actually see it from here, but they are there. So yeah, good day so far. Well, that's the roofing sheets safely delivered onto the field, so that's good. I'll have to find a little home for those because I'll not be using them for a while, but I will be using them to just measure up and double check that I've got enough to cover the roof and the walls, because it looks small sitting there on the back of the cabin, but it takes more materials than you would think. The sun has actually started to make a little appearance on the field now that I've been round picking up the grass and leaves on this wet side by the wood. Trouble with the sun this time of the year, it's not really going to get to that part, so I just needed to bite the bullet and get on with it. Got to empty the little red tractor, get rid of the leaves out of there. I don't know, I've done most of it. You know what I'm like for the grass though. I might just have to have another half hour, just pick a little bit more up, but we'll see how we get on through the rest of the day. Bit of smoke coming out the chimney there. That's logs. I tried one of those logs that I cut the other week off that tree branch that came down, and to be fair, they're not burning too bad, to say that they're not seasoned. Anyway, onward and upward. I might just grab a quick coffee now before I get rid of those leaves and start all over again. Well, as crazy as it might seem, I just couldn't resist doing a little bit more on this top end of the field here. And to be fair, even though it has been really wet, the little red tractor has managed to get through it and to pick all these leaves up. So all of the big areas, I mean there's still a few scattered around in the middle, but I'm not worried about those. All this main side down by the woodland is now done. Really pleased with that. It gives the grass a chance to breathe and to thicken up, and it also gives me some useful leaf litter to go on the composting bins, so it's a win-win really. Really am very pleased and very happy that I took the time to get on and do it, even though I did have my doubts. Tractor's not let me down, it's done a real fine job. Anyway, I'll get this last load of leaves dumped in the composting bins and I can put the tractor away. Well, we're almost getting to the end of the day, and I've not even looked in the polytunnel. It's pretty much as it was yesterday, so no big surprises in here for you. But I do just want to get a couple of little things out of the way. I'll top up that water tank, and I'll start thinning out this tomato forest, because in all honesty, although there are quite a lot still of green tomatoes kicking around, you can see them in different places. There are quite a few on there. I don't honestly think they're going to ripen, and there's a few plants in here that's got nothing on at all, so I'll just spend a few minutes in here pottering away to tidy up a little bit, and it'll be all good to go then for the rest of the week while I'm at work. It's a shame because we're losing some tomatoes, but it's got to be done. Well, as with pretty much everything that I do down here on the land, that took a lot longer than I expected it to. Looks very strange now without the tomato forest there, but it frees up some space for overwinter. I can get a little bit of a tidy up what's left of the debris on the floor, and then we can get the polytunnel closed up for the day. Not a lot left in here now. There's those elderberry tree cuttings which are going along fine. Little cranberry hanging in there. Blueberry bush with its winter coat. That solitary pea, who knows? I don't want to remove it because it's still growing. I guess we'll just see what happens over the next few weeks. And everything else is gradually getting its winter coat as well. Blueberry, strawberry, and this fig plant. Not quite sure what that does over winter. Well, I guess I'll soon find out because we're not far off. So that's another nice little job done, tidied up in the polytunnel. Sun's starting to dip down now as the day's almost done. So I'll get closed up and that'll be it for another day. But it's been quite a productive day. Compost bins have got a nice mix of leaves and the old tomato forest on there, so they're full up. They can start breaking down again. Cabin's all locked up. That wind is picking up. I think we won't be long before we're getting a bit more rain. Really pleased to got all those leaves tidied up off the field there. That was beginning to bug me a little bit. So yeah, quite pleased with progress today. Everything else is locked up, polytunnel's locked up. So it's time to go home and get something to eat because I am starving.
Well, that's it for this video. I hope there was something in there that was of interest to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. Could you believe I did that grass? It was bugging me and it wanted getting out of the way, and today was pretty much an ideal day for doing that. And in the cabin chat, do let me know if there's a specific subject that you'd like me to talk about on this first live chat. I will put a mini video up at some point to give you a heads up as to when that will be. But right now I have no clue, but it will be coming soon. So let me have some of your comments in the comment section below. But for now, thanks for watching and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.